roll call.
Newman present.
Smith present.
Cranston present. All those able, pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. I'm sure we've all been missed, skipping a week or two. So, has everybody had a chance to read our minutes from the last meeting of July?
I have.
I have, and I would make a motion that we approve the minutes from July 19th, 2023.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Newman, aye.
Smith aye.
Cranston, aye. All right. We don't have a lot on the agenda tonight, but we do have a public hearing. Are any of these people coming? No? Okay. All right, so I would entertain a motion to open our public hearing.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Newman, aye.
Smith aye.
Cranston, aye. So our first thing to address is the 27 Chamberlain Road. Formerly, the address was on Maple Street. It's lot number 4, and it's in the Worcester Registry of Deeds, and they're looking for a release on that from the 61A.
Make a motion that we release 27 Chamberlain Road, Lot 4.
Seconded.
Okay, any further discussion on that? Any questions? Seems like everybody's pretty much declined it. The assessors, Concom, the planning board, we're the last to the party. Okay, all those in favor of release?
Newman, aye.
Smith aye.
Cranston, aye. Our next one is on 188 Justice Hill Road. It's lot number 9. And again, it's been declined by the assessors and the planning board.
We make a motion to release lot number 9, 188 Justice Hill Road.
Seconded.
Any further discussion? Comma?
It's also conservation.
They did decline it.
That was
Okay.
going to be my question. Thank you.
All right then. So all those in favor?
Newman, aye.
Smith aye.
Cranston, aye. Now I'd entertain a motion to close this very vibrant open public hearing.
As moved.
All those in favor?
Newman, aye.
Smith aye.
Cranston, aye. Okay, not done yet. So now, Bill, you want to talk to us about the hold harmless?
Sure. There's a handful of agreements in their section there for the fair. We were able to get the fair insurance situated to the landowner's liking. So the first one is the lease for the period of time. And then there's a couple agreements with the helicopter company, which is obviously holding us harmless, and then a couple of the people that donate equipment and use of their equipment in the fair, Mercurio and Son, Simpson Excavating, and Ground Control, which we've all used before. So this is just what town council has given us in the past for protecting them as well as us.
Okay, and the family is all set with everything as far as all of the agreements, the insurance coverage, et cetera, and so on?
Gail already signed off, as did Simpson.
Okay, cool.
And
All
the
right.
insurance is situated. It's a little over $10,000 less than last year with more coverage, so we're in good shape.
That's perfect. The last year was kind of a surprise that we didn't know until last minute that we actually needed it, which cost us a lot more money. So this year, thank you very much to you and
And
Doug.
we're not figuring it out
No.
4 days before the event.
Yes. It's kind of a plus, isn't it?
Yeah. Friday before Labor Day was not a good Friday.
All right. Any questions on any of these?
No.
Okay, with that, then I would entertain a motion to sign off on all of the hold harmless agreements.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Newman, aye.
Smith aye.
Cranston, Cranston, aye. Okay. Kind of this one, I'm sorry. Towards Sterling. Yeah, that's my thing. All right. Next, we have approval for a foot race walking event application. It was put in by Joe O'Connor, he's the race director. It's gone through police, so they've already got their details set up. And Cheryl Roy is also part of this. Anything, any questions on this? Yes? Go ahead, Colin.
If you should decide to move forward with this, could you please make contingent upon receiving the insurance? Because we have not received that
Oh, they
yet.
haven't sent that in, that was one
No,
of my questions.
it's not until October,
Right.
but we have not received the insurance. So if you can make it contingent upon that, that would be great.
Yeah, it's October 21st. So should we even wait on it, or should we approve this now
That
so
would
that they
be-
can move forward, only contingent upon their insurance? All right. Roseanne, you had a question?
I did, I was wondering when it was and what the route is. And I obviously in October, because
Is it in October? It's October 21st.
And will they be publishing the route?
Yes, actually,
route
we
was
have the
from-
route already published,
Houghton to the airport and back.
pretty much.
Yeah, basically the intersection right past the airport where it becomes that triangle.
It's been published, I haven't seen it anywhere, so.
Well, it's not until October.
I know, but it's still.
Hasn't been published, but I have a
Sign
copy
up,
of
I'll
the
give you all of the information.
You're gonna start training now?
Yeah, well, they're expecting anywhere from 100 to 200 people to do this, because it's
To
not,
be in the race.
yeah, it's really a walking race, but it's done by the Central Mass Strikers.
Okay.
They're a big deal on it, but Cheryl Roy is part of the deal and Joe O'Connor. So I would accept a motion to approve the event with the contingency that we only move forward when we get the insurance forms.
So moved.
Second.
Any further questions?
My question would be, how are we gonna verify that they have insurance through Connell?
Yeah,
Okay.
it all goes
Oh,
through.
I've been
She'll be
I've been
on it,
dogging
Thank
them.
you.
for sure.
Yes, sir. I
No
believe
question.
that.
Okay. So all those in favor?
Newman, aye.
Smith,
Grants and I. Okay. And next, we have the Cannabis Control Commission. You want to talk to this?
Did we do number 4 on the agenda, or did I just not write anything down next to it?
aye.
Okay, I just didn't want us to skip it.
Want to skip it?
Yeah, there was no paperwork, so.
It's a reappointment for the Cultural Council.
Oh, okay, yeah,
It's
sorry.
just a reappointment.
Okay. So I don't know what happened to my,
I have no,
yeah, we have nothing on
There's
it.
no paperwork in there.
It's because she's a reappointment.
I'll make a motion that we reappoint Tricia Ward to the Cultural Council.
seconded.
Any further discussion?
It's Patricia.
Tricia.
It's Patricia.
Oh, it says Tricia here.
Yeah, it does. Judy calls her Tricia, so when her name is Patricia.
Okay, because I got Tricia. That's the name that was forwarded. Okay, good.
Okay, all those in favor?
Newman, aye.
Smith, aye.
Grants and I. Okay. And now, would you like to speak to this cannabis?
Sure.
What you want?
So this would be a letter that we could send. Currently, the Cannabis Control Commission is looking to change how host community agreements are in the state. A lot of things have changed since they first put them in place when it became legal. One of the major issues is that they're looking to potentially look back at the current HCAs, which could then have them potentially claw back some of the contracts that already exist. So they're accepting public comment through, I think, September 8th. So this is a letter through the MMA that could be used, or we could write something separately to basically break it into 2 separate things, the existing and current contracts and those moving forward. if you so choose to support a letter like this. Any questions or comments or on my meeting, so.
I'd like your opinion on it.
I know we obviously only have one facility, so it's less of a burden, but you obviously don't want them looking back at the current contracts that currently exist. The new ones will have to be very different than what they are, so I would send this. Other towns that have retail and cultivation places are really very worried about what could be taken back.
What do you mean taken back? Like what in the
The
contract?
existing post-community agreement payments, the community impact payments.
So communities can put their own fees on top of the 3%, so they can charge for.
Yeah, 3%'s gone, except for the excise and a retail.
Right, so they could charge for crowd control, police detail, things like that,
Yeah.
on top of their agreement. So what they want to do is take that away from the towns, because there have been towns that have been exploiting that and taking large sums of money from these,
With no ability to
businesses.
really prove that you
and
have
not
an
prove that
impact.
they've spent that money to.
The police going there because somebody breaks in is just no different than, any business anywhere else in town. Or a fire alarm is the same as any other business. So proving that there's an impact, or if they have to go do a building inspection or a fire alarm inspection or, sprinkler testing, whatever it is,
what they
it's
do
no
everywhere.
different. Yeah.
So it really doesn't impact, off the top of my head, any of
But
the.
we've been receiving community impact payments.
Right. But those end, don't they? Sooner
Yes.
rather than
But
later.
if they're looking back at the previous ones, then that could be in play.
What do you mean it could be in play? They want the money back?
It's entirely possible.
Who wants the money back?
Probably the business.
Oh, we were nice to them.
And it's not just in Sterling, but I mean statewide, all of them. So the letter is basically summing up saying, the contract laws of the Constitution is that we have existing ones and we negotiate those in good faith, separate it for the future ones.
Yeah.
And I think that's the third paragraph.
The chance of Sterling getting any more marijuana places is, slim to none.
Yes. Well, we voted for one facility, so.
Huh? Yeah, that was it. Well, that was a long haul, honestly. Kristen, anything further on that?
Not really, no.
David?
We have a contract with them, it's a yearly contract with them.
It was a 5-year.
What was it, 5 years?
5 year, do we renew it in 5 years to?
It will have to be redone with the new regulations. So when it expires, it'll go to a new one, but there's going to be significant changes in there.
Thank you.
All right. All those in favor of sending the approval letter to Cannabis Commission? They're gonna take money, we're paying way too much for this person, this Cannabis Commissioner.
That's 9 commissioners. And
I
whatever
know,
staff.
yeah, but it's like crazy money. So now they want to turn around and take the money and give it, why don't they give their salaries back? Just asking for a friend. Jeez, okay, everybody, seriously, you look up and see how much each of them gets. And they want the towns to, forego that, go ahead.
Right, I don't see this impacting Sterling necessarily. I don't know if you could clarify how it
Yeah, we
would.
will not see any more community impact payments. So as long as they're not looking back at the ones to claw back some of those
And I
funds.
my feeling is just that community impact, back when these were brand new, yes, there were people lined up, but now you don't see lines
Yeah, and ours
outside.
is
There's
cultivation, there's
there
nothing
haven't been a
happening.
lot of problems, so it doesn't hurt us to send this, but I don't
Yeah.
really feel it's necessary.
If it was a retail place, it would be a different story.
Yes.
Like I drove through Northampton going to Beckett all the time and saw the chaos that was.
But that's
downtown
probably gone now
Northampton.
that there's one on every corner.
Yeah.
So
Like a
it's
Starbucks.
kind of, the lines are longer there.
That's true. Anything further, David?
No.
All those in favor of signing off on this letter?
Smith, aye.
Newman, aye.
Krantz and I. All right.
It's only your name on it anyway.
Huh?
It said it's only your name on it anyway.
Excuse me, who moved that?
I don't think anybody moved that.
No.
Okay, David.
You're gonna do it anyway, Carmen. I'm getting pretty annoyed here. Can I see your agenda for a minute? How can you lose an agenda on this table? Seriously. All right,
I could make a few comments, but I won't.
I just found one. Don't even start. I was liking you at the beginning of this. And then, you want to give us your report,
Sure.
Bill? That'd be swell. Thanks for asking.
So the governor signed the state budget last week, I think. It did include, I believe, the 2 earmarks for Sterling, $50,000 to the beach, and some of the wayfinding signage. Accessing it will be a different challenge, but we'll be in touch with our legislators of, well, I guess we have one legislator and a legislative office for how to access those funds. We did receive the funds for last year's things for the small and rural town grant funds, which is the downtown design work, and also the ADA funds for which we did the work at the beach. School flooring in the 2 schools is now complete. There is going to be a couple more little projects that we'll end up adding on, but for the most part, the primary work is done there. The school security money that was approved at this year's town meeting, we're working on the district to get some quotes and figure out what we're going to prioritize with the funds that we do have. They were applying for a grant for some things which would have benefited Sterling, but they did not get that. So it's going to change kind of what we're looking at doing there. Once we get school started again, the memorial wall that we were building at Peg's Pond got waylaid at the end of last year, so it's the first project that will be going this year. We also awarded the tables and benches to put under the pergola and the pull-off areas. The benches are here, so we got to get those set, so hopefully maybe we can tie that in with the Monty Tech work, and the tables should be in this month or next month.
Whenever they get here.
Yeah. So that, we got to work on a little bit of the drainage stuff, but there's still a little runoff with the new path, but came out really nice, looks pretty good. It will be something that, is a nice feature. We are working on some of the algae things. It's not a lined pond, which is going to do that, some problems for us, and also it feeds into DCR, so that brings up some own challenges in and of itself. We had the window cleaners out to clean up those windows inside and out, but between the masonry work and the roof, things got a little dirty, and it's been, I don't know, at least a couple of years, a few years, too long.
Maybe 100.
I don't remember, in like 13 years, I don't remember the inside being cleaned.
Well, they came out nice, even if they didn't tell us they were coming. We had 5 applicants, or have 5 applicants for the COA director position. Definitely having 2 of the applicants come in for interviews next week. Just received another one last night, so we'll have to look at that. But we have some definitely experienced people for that position. The assistant collector position is posted, and that's open through the 5th. That's been on the MMA website, our website, and in person here. Probably have 4 or 5 applicants so far. We'll see how that plays out. Friday, I don't have the actual details of everything that's going on, but obviously Fox 25 Zip Trip will be here at Memorial Park from 6 to 10 a.m. I know that they obviously are setting up their interviews and whatnot.
Yeah, I want to say something about that too, the Zip Trip. It feels like we're all being very evasive about this, with the locals. We really had little to nothing to do with it, except to give them some highlights in town. They did all the contacting of everyone. Anybody that's being interviewed already knows when they're going to be there. Like you knew that the Strummers were going to be there at 9:45. We know that Bill's going to be there. I'm going to be there, and a couple of the other companies. There's no selling of anything there. They have sponsors so you can't interfere with that. The only thing any business can do is give away swag or, stuff. You can't sell anything because their people are gonna be there. Their sponsors, like Polar's one of them, Mary Lou's is one of them, DCU is one of them. So we're not being invasive, we just don't know as much as everybody seems to think we should know, What? We have nothing to do with it.
I just have a couple of things to say.
Very quick.
Okay, well, this is the only time I can come before the three of you, so bear with me, please.
Is this about the zip trip?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Go quick.
I had no idea what time they were coming or anything like that.
No, and you know what, Roseanne, there's no reason that you should have known this.
Well, we're not supposed to go.
Yeah, you can go, anybody
But if
can
you don't
go.
know what time to be there, then how are you supposed to?
They're only filming from 6 to 10. Anybody that is
Okay,
being
from 6 to
interviewed.
10, okay, that's good, because that was not known. The businesses don't know anything about it.
No, I think I opened this up with, if we seem evasive,
Yeah, you did say that.
yes, and the reason being is because we don't know much, except that, a few months ago, they said they were coming to town. Okay, fine. And then after that, knew nothing except somebody said they were filming over at Emma's, maybe a month or 5 weeks ago. Still didn't know anything. And up until last week, they were still not all that giving. I mean, they set up all the interviews with everybody. As a matter of fact, the gentleman behind you is going to be interviewed. As well as Bill and myself, some of the businesses.
I know that some of the businesses were asking me, the people were asking if they can go. And
They can
didn't.
go, anybody
Well,
can
let me
go, it's at
finish.
Memorial Park.
I understand that, but the businesses didn't know what to say to their clients, to tell them whether they could go or not go or whatever. So that's all I'm doing is bringing this to your attention, that there's a misconnect that probably shouldn't be there.
Not
And-
buying it right now, not buying it. We have given everybody everything that we knew up until, yesterday, Monday? What day is today? It's Wednesday, Monday. Nothing was really, we didn't get involved in any of this, so it wasn't us to put it out there. Zip Trip was the ones that were putting it out there. They went and knocked on doors. They made the calls to the businesses that they were familiar with. I'm sure that Doug got an email from them. I know I did. Yeah, so the thing with the businesses, they'll probably scan downtown would be my guess, but it's not a place where you're gonna set up anything and sell anything. They can,
I understand that.
if they have brochures and stuff and they wanna put it on the town table, they can do that.
So there's a town table?
Is there a town table?
No.
There's no town table. We can get a 6-footer over there. Kristen's gonna do it.
I'll be driving to North Carolina, so.
Oh, never mind, she's going to North Carolina.
Weekend?
Yep.
I just thought it could be a good community event to have to clean up and bring the town together as a community so that everybody knew what was going on and we
That's
could.
not what it is.
It may not be what it is, but it would have been a perfect opportunity to bring the townspeople together because it's exciting. When's the last time we had any news stations here? When?
Let's see, we had Chronicle here. When we got the most snow in Massachusetts, a couple of years ago. But I think what you don't understand is it wasn't our call. It wasn't us saying, hey, listen, everybody, come on down to Memorial Park. You can come to Memorial Park, but it wasn't anything like the EDC when we did the community business thing downtown. It wasn't like that. This is channel, have you ever watched any of these?
No.
Okay. It's
I
Fox
watched
20,
Channel
That'd be
25.
a start, I would think.
it was Fox 25.
I know.
So,
12:30 tomorrow morning, I'll call you when it comes on.
but that's what it is. And we really didn't have, as a town, we didn't have anything to say. They're just highlighting the town. They took some highlights that they chose. We gave them suggestions, different, we talked about historical, like, who's going as, Town Fair, yes. Then I know Bill French the gentleman that did the Appalachian Trail and things like that. They contacted him. They contacted the schools to get some musical group or some athletic group to come. And we still don't know who's what, where, and when. Well, the only thing we know is you're going to be interviewed at such and such a time. Be there in the tent at, I don't know, Doug, what time do you have to be there?
8:15.
You're 8:15?
Yeah, I'm gonna get there early, but just in case, but yeah, 8:15 it'll be.
And the weather looks great.
Now the weather looks
I
awful.
know, yeah.
Hey, let that weather happen now and not in September.
Not in the fair, exactly.
But really, I know there's a lot of questions about it, but we don't have a lot of answers.
That surprises me, anyway. It is what it is. It is
Well,
what it is.
I'm gonna send you Brittany Everett's email, and you can talk to Brittany
But
about
it's
it.
not my place to ask. It's the select board and the town administrators to find out exactly what's going on, in my view. And that's why I'm here, is because I was perfectly willing to help to clean up the town, to put some flowers out, to make the town look really pretty, and to, because they still have to drive through, and it's the first impression you get.
They've already been here and filmed the town,
Oh, okay.
and we didn't know that either. The only way we knew that is because somebody had posted them interviewing Andrew over at Emma's, and that was a while ago. It's probably a month and a half ago, or 5 weeks ago. I don't know.
I'm just, the business owners don't know anything about it either, so I just,
Send you all Brittany's information. I'll send you all Brittany's information, and you can complain to her. It's 6 to 10. It's 4 hours, and each segment that they're doing, only the max I think is 15 minutes.
the point is that if people don't know about this, Maureen, they can't go to support it and be proud of their town, and to be there to as a community, to be there on that day, because, I didn't know the times. It was just, I heard it was here. I came in and spoke with Bill a couple of times about when it was, and he told me the day, but he didn't say anything about the time or anything like that. And I asked him about the events and stuff like that, am I correct?
Correct.
And I asked him if we could, spruce up the town in any way, shape, or form. I asked if there was anything I could do to help. In the last couple of weeks since I've been home, and I just think it's a lost opportunity for the townspeople to even be proud of where they live and to show up. Because if people don't know, then they won't show up. They don't know it's at 6:30 in the morning. I didn't know when it was.
It's at 6.
Okay, I know now. But, maybe people listening to this will now know that it's at 6 o'clock and that they can show up and, be proud of our town. We live here. This is where our taxpayers' money go. I want to be proud of my town, and I want to show people that I'm proud of my town.
The only opportunity you have is to just show up.
Well, again,
It's not like they're not
I get
like
it.
they're going on and interviewing.
That doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
So there's that. And then the other thing is, people know every Monday and Wednesday night we have concerts over at the park.
Yeah.
How many people do you think are there? Other than David?
That's got nothing to do with
Yes,
this.
it's about people showing up,
This
Roseanne.
is different. This is
They want their 15 minutes of fame.
No, nobody's going to get the 15 minutes of fame other than him and Bill and you, perhaps, but
No,
nobody
and
else is
Bill
going to.
French and
Well, perhaps, but
Davis.
why can't I go and be proud of you and him and him?
Because
And
obviously you're not. What? We don't want you there telling them that. We tell you nothing. I'm just kidding.
All right, on this note, anyone watching from 6 to 10, Memorial Park on Friday, you don't have to be there the whole time. You can come, scream and yell. Maybe the cameras will pan around, who knows, but come support the town. And
I would suggest somebody watch Zip 25 at some point.
I
and
watched a
see-
couple of them. There's
Yeah.
people around, there's
Not a lot of
background
screaming
noise,
and
and there's some background noise
Well,
there.
you're not going to be here. so
Come
you
check
can
it out. It's
scream.
exciting, regardless of whether or not you make it on TV.
All right, sorry, Bill.
Sure.
You forget where you are?
Yeah, so
Welcome back.
6 to 10 a.m. on the 18th. Was that letter in their folders or no? I don't have one in mine, so.
No, I haven't, but I have.
Oh, okay. Mr. Mackey's term is expiring for the Mart Advisory, and I believe that he is going to be giving that one up. That is correct, if you'd like to.
I am? No, I've put my time into representing Sterling with the Montechusett Regional Transit Authority, and it's time to pass the baton on to a younger and more vigorous advocate for the town, and I'd be willing to mentor whomever is interested in being a part of it. Basically, they're quarterly meetings, and they're on Zoom at the moment. It could come back to a meeting at the Fitchburg and Leominster location. It's right near the border between the two communities. If somebody's interested in transportation or providing for additional transportation options in Sterling, this is the way that it gets done, because our nose is under the tent in a sense. And, you know, one of the accomplishments, just take a minute, Maureen.
Please.
One of the accomplishments that I've tried to promote on the part of MART is to have some kind of independent taxi or livery service available to Sterling, and that's actually now matured in the last month. Sterling-Lancaster and Lunenburg are part of a pilot program that MART was able to secure, and hopefully Sterling residents are taking advantage of it. And if that becomes the case, then there's a possibility that the grants will continue to follow to provide a very inexpensive and expanded opportunity for taxi and livery service within a 20-mile radius, basically, of Sterling. So it's a good opportunity for somebody to get involved in that and continue to support it.
Richard, do we know how that service is going so far? You got any numbers on that at all?
Well, the only thing that I heard was after 1 month, there were well over 200 participants in the program amongst the 3 communities. I don't believe they have a summary per community at this point. It's a little too early in the game.
Yeah, that's still pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a greatly subsidized ride, depending on the mileage, so it's definitely a good opportunity for some people to get from place to place. You do have, it's not an on-demand, like an Uber or something, you have to call, I think, a day in advance, but definitely gives somebody a good opportunity if they have to get to work or something, or to the train to get to work, or anywhere they want to go.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve.
Well, Mr. Mackey, I just want to say I heard some very similar language to what you just presented when you bailed out Earth Day.
And there's a reason.
It's in capable hands.
So bottom line, we need to find another,
Willing and able participant.
And
Yes.
thank you, Mr. Mackey. You've been invaluable
You're more than welcome.
and
It really
reliable, and we appreciate
It's
it.
been a pleasure.
Thank you.
sure,
So if you know anybody, we're looking for someone.
yes.
And then there are 3 grants that we're working on. MRPC had added us as part of their area to the forward grant. There's another letter in there that I don't know which one was doubled up. So that would be for the far side of Redstone, for some traffic monitoring and lane crossing reduction grant, which would provide us some data collection and work with some of the transportation engineers at DOT. So that's something that we are going to participate in. Ryan and I at the DPW have been working on that. Very little on our part, but it seems like it's going to be beneficial for us. The Community Compact Grant program is opened up, so there's a couple grants within there. So I'm going to go through some of the best practices to see what it is, and I'll bring back what I think we may want to apply for. I don't think we've done anything since the financial policies back in 2017 or 18, so definitely an opportunity. That's a grant that you can't typically apply year to year. You have to have a cooling off year, so we've cooled off for like 6 years, so I think we're good. And then the ADA grant, if we do apply for that, we got the beach money, obviously, and money in the past. Our plan is reaching the 10-year point, so if we can update that self-evaluation and transition plan, we're going to start looking at MRPC or CMRPC to work with us on that. to work on updating the plan. So those are the big things. I already mentioned the fair, and we got the hold harmless agreements and everything situated, and the insurance. I don't know if that's what you were.
I did, yeah, I apologize, I had to work late, but, and I just want to come and thank, five of you here in this room, especially Bill, for going above and beyond to get that. It's a great policy. I thank you, and Thomas is going to be working hard, right, contacting the appropriate people, so that's the reason I showed up. I saw it, and I'm like, I gotta get down and say hi, so everything's good.
Yeah.
Anything you need from me? Awesome. Well, thank you, Bill.
I know you've given me all the paperwork. I think I need to get back to them, so we should be all set.
And really, not that we need anything from you, but you need these people to know that volunteers are always welcome at the fair, and the fair is September 8th, 9th, and 10th,
Correct.
and volunteers always welcome.
Yep.
Anything specific you're looking for, Doug?
We're always looking for people to help parking. Yeah.
I remember.
Maureen and I have done parking in our past, right?
Not quite dressed appropriately for it either.
Yeah, we weren't planning on it.
Yeah.
But that's always, set up, takedown, especially like on Sunday evening for trash pickup, just general put away. We do have the Yahoo crew coming.
Yeah.
And, anything, if somebody can come for a couple of hours, we'll find something. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all volunteer run, we know that, right? So we thrive on our volunteers and we appreciate them, so.
Any questions for Doug?
Just thank you, appreciate what you do. It's-
Thank you all.
It's a big job.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you.
I still have a couple more things.
I know. I just, you're talking about the fair.
I just didn't want you to jump out or just
Yeah.
end the meeting quick or something.
This is the longest TA report I've ever heard.
I think he's working.
In May, obviously, we approved one grant item, which was like a grant match. One grant that just came open, we have a letter from the town clerk somewhere. It's one thing we applied for last year and didn't get it. What is it?
It's for
Archiving stuff, which would help in our vault. So if there's a letter of support that I think COMA has, if that would be something that we could send. We sent it last year. We just changed it up a little bit this year, hoping we can perhaps get that grant. And obviously, we have the 25% match to support that as well. So that's good. I think those are the big items. We do have a meeting coming up in the next couple of weeks on the beach to figure out, with the new funding and the current funding that we have, what our priorities are going to be on those upgrades. And I think that's about it. Oh, Maple Street sidewalks are out to bid, and those open up next week on the 23rd. That was a complete streets grant for 300 and something thousand.
Yeah. Any questions for Bill, Kristen?
Thank you.
David?
I have no questions.
Comment?
Just say thank you again.
All right, Doug, thank you. All right, so we talked about the fair, we talked about the zip trip. The Friends of the Sterling Seniors have their car show tomorrow night. It was, tomorrow's Thursday, right? It was postponed from last Thursday because of rain and pushed over to this Thursday. So something to do tomorrow evening. And I think as far as POSs, that's about it. Other than the fact I had a kind of a disappointing email come the other day from Chris Lebrecht, who was the principal over at Choxon School, and he has put in his resignation and moving on from Sterling. So, kind of a bummer. And also, the EDC and Stephen worked on these brochures, the map of Sterling and where to go, how to go. They came out nice. I have improved the whole thing.
I've been distributing them throughout the town.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them a couple of different places already. So, thank you.
Thank you to you, Roseanne, and the rest of the EDC, as well as Stephen, for getting that done.
So I guess there's an alt on them because we need a little sticker to thank sort of for,
The Chamber of Commerce, because they're paying for half of it, yeah.
right, so we can't distribute anymore, but, if I'm around, I'll be happy to bring up more and spread them around.
Stickers on them?
Yes, they're sponsoring, so that if you look on the, I guess that middle page that says welcome, it's got the
Yeah.
Sterling side, the original ones that we got didn't have, or some of those didn't have it on there, so.
Oh, it has to be on every page?
No, it just has to be somewhere on there. I think those might be the, maybe
not
it's been the
enough?
online one, I'm not sure. We had to make sure that was included.
That's what Stephen told me, so I don't know. He said he was getting some stickers made, so asked me to hold off on delivering them, so.
It's kind of weird because it says it right
It
here.
was definitely the online one wasn't correct.
I don't
so-
think that was there before. Maybe he did get some stickers and put them
Oh,
on. I don't
this
know.
is not a sticker.
No, I don't know that.
I'll
Did you
double
not
check.
read your brochure?
No, I did not. I was happy to bring them out and, you know.
They came out really well, and the North Central thing is right on the back.
And we were able to use Monty Tech for the beginning parts of the
Yeah.
design, so.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, they do a great job.
Okay, anything else, comma, that we need to do, say?
You mentioned the senior center car show tomorrow, but also the senior center is running a little low on volunteers. So if anybody has any time, kids are going back to school, recently retired, and you have regular time that you can give, please consider the senior center, and you can go see Claire and ask what's available.
They went in low on volunteers?
They're about 20 short. They need a base of 100 volunteers to run efficiently, and so they're down about 20. Could be summertime, but if anybody has time to give, they would appreciate it.
David's not doing anything. David, anything from you?
I have nothing, thank you.
All right, Mr. Mackey, you all done?
All set, thank you very much.
Roseanne, you're all done?
Just have a couple of questions. Where to go, I don't know where to go. I noticed that I live off of Rowley Hill up here, and kind of live on a blind street coming down from Rowley Hill. And I know that the speed limit, as you're coming past Taft Road, is 40 miles an hour. And you almost get clipped coming out of that road sometimes. So because 30 is further down on the road, could they, I don't know who would be responsible for that, but pushing the 30 up further beyond Taft Road so that people start slowing down beyond. And I noticed there's a couple of places like that in town. And also after they did the Meeting House Hill Road extension down to, was it, you have to ask me the name of the road there. Anyway, but the stop, Laurel, yeah, the stop sign doesn't seem to be there anymore. And I think that's kind of an important intersection to have a stop sign. So it used to be there.
You mentioned that to Sean. Bill, please.
So I don't know, who should I talk to about the speed
Oh,
limit?
Bill's gonna,
Just so you know, the
base with Sean.
speed limits are set by the Federal Highway Administration.
But this isn't a highway.
Okay,
They still are set by the highway? Really, even though they're town roads?
it's a goofy
Goofy
algorithm
system.
that they use to set the speed limits.
Yeah.
Yep,
when he says goofy, he means
it's
stupid.
goofy, trust me. I deal with this in town on a daily basis.
No, I
Not
know
town
you do,
speed
but I
limit.
thought that was just on state roads.
No, they set depending on the rural character of the road and the urban compact area, they have some goofy formula that they come up with. And we have some roads in town that are 30 miles an hour for 100 feet, and then 40 miles an hour for 100 feet, and then 30 miles, it's crazy. Just,
They're like 62.
Somebody had a little bit too much liquid lunch.
Anyway, Bill will talk to Sean about
Thank
if
you.
there's anything he can do about that.
Ryan for the sign, but yeah.
Huh?
Ryan for the sign.
Ryan for the sign, but Sean as far as
signs,
the
signs,
traffic.
everywhere there's signs.
Yep, okay, that's it. I entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
All those in favor?
Smith, aye.
Hanson, aye.
Thank you.